Hello, Rebel fans. We're here in the field house with Dylan Williams tonight. Great game, Dylan. Tell us a little bit about your night.
I mean, we came out first quarter and just play what we know how to do, football, just hit them as hard as we can.
You know, we saw these guys unload, and we saw they had an athletic quarterback, and we thought we might be seeing a little bit of that drop back, rush up, and throw the ball over the middle. But he really didn't have any time tonight. He really, you guys put pressure on him. You, Ryan, everybody on the middle of the line. Tell us about the punt block as well.
I lined up. I wasn't expecting to block it, but I gave everything I had to get back there to it, and it just happened.
Well, when the punt block came up, Chester and I were looking at each other and we were talking. You didn't hands block it. I think it hit you in the chest, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so you were there quick. And we also noticed on basically the next three punts, you were in the backfield, pretty close. And you said something earlier about making sure you didn't run into the kicker.
Yeah, I kind of bumped into him, and I was scared. I mean, I try to get less flags as I can on me, so I was just trying to play it easy.
All right, so you tonight had a block punt, 3 solos, 3 assists, and really a lot of pressures on the other punt. So congratulations on being the defensive player of the game. Well deserved. We'll see you next week. Try to get another one.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, buddy. Rebel fans, we're here in the clubhouse again with our offensive player of the game, Tyson Hewitt. Tyson, congratulations. Really nice game tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Tyson's numbers tonight, 6 carries, 87 yards. Let's see. 14.5 average. I did not do that in my head, just so you know. I'm getting the high side from Chester. You really came out tonight, had great line block. You guys really dominated the line of scrimmage. And it looked like to me that even if you ran the ball in the middle, if you ran it off tackle, or if you got it outside, it was working.
Yes, sir.
All right, great, man. We think it was total domination across the board on the offensive and defensive side of the line. We had 371 yards total tonight.
Total rushing 426.
Oh, total rushing 426. I only missed it by about 50. That's good. A great rushing effort. So, tell me a little bit about tonight. You guys came out really at the end, almost before the end of the second quarter. Did you know early on that you really had the upper hand on these guys?
I figured they wouldn't be as good as they was last year when they put us out, but I got to give it all to the line. They did all the work tonight.
Well, you guys, with Luke not playing, we said this, we really have 5 running backs now when Luke is healthy, because I think Norgard has done a great job when he's got an opportunity, and Landon when he comes in. But we really thought you did an outstanding job here. Great cuts, good reads, and just really did a nice job of getting this thing going. So congratulations on being the offensive player of the game.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it. See you. Welcome back, Rebel fans. We're here with Coach Jason Allen tonight in the field house. Coach, just a dominating performance across the board, offensive, defensive. Everybody seemed to play really well tonight.
Yeah, I thought our team really responded well after, a tough loss last week against Glenwood. We had a good week of practice, an unusual week of practice. I missed practice yesterday, but our assistant coaches said that our kids really stepped up and were really locked in. You could tell we were ready to play, and I thought we dominated in all 3 phases of the game tonight.
We had the same opinion. I mean, the guys came out, and there was definitely in our mind a level of intensity from the kickoff. I mean, we really took the ball and just drove it, and it never seemed to slow down. And as we got deeper into the quarter, and the game's in hand really at the end of the first quarter, I thought your younger guys came on and played with almost the same intensity.
Yeah, and that's what helps our program excel year after year after year, I think, is because those guys, that's some great experience.
Yeah.
Getting to play in a playoff game, their eyes are big but they're excited. I thought we came in, we moved the ball well and played pretty well defensively until, we got down to our 3 and 4.
Right. Yeah.
They're late, and but I was really excited how they played as well. I think the game, I think we scored in 3 plays the first drive. We wanted to get off to a fast start, and then we blocked a punt early. That was a big field position. Well, we blocked that punt, and we were able to get it in again. I think it was 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, and we just kind of kept rolling there. We scored 28 in the second quarter.
Right.
So
it was an amazing performance. We talked to Dylan earlier tonight. He was in the backfield on almost every punt. In the first one, he didn't even hands block it. I think it hit him in the chest. He was that far in on the punter. And he told us he was trying to pull back a little bit because he was afraid he was going to hit the punter in the next one. So, and he was he was under control and had the game really out of place for them. I go back to the fact that we talk about all the time, dominating the line of scrimmage. We obviously did that on the offensive side and the defensive side. But once again, our running backs just come out and slash. I mean, you have 5 guys, even though Luke didn't carry the ball tonight. Every one of the running backs who touched it just did awesome. I mean, 426, I think, was our offensive rushing yardage. Just another dominating performance.
Yeah, none of these guys, Yerta had 7 carries. Tyson had 6. Norgard had 2. Buster had 5. So none of these guys, we spread. That's what our balance is. I think. You talk about a run-pass balance, but we're more of a run yard, whoever carries it balance from an offensive standpoint. And really proud of those guys. We didn't put the ball on the ground. That's our number one goal. We didn't put it on the ground. And we had a few penalties early that I was a little bit disgusted with. And I called the team together and I said, listen, we're not going to do this, okay? We're not going to do this again. And I thought our guys got it under control and played a pretty complete football game tonight.
Well, it's interesting as you say that because we watched that. We saw the big long run be called back with a holding call. And then we had another holding call later on. And I thought when you brought those guys to the sideline, we certainly talked about it. It may have been after a personal foul that was called on us, and I think we got caught for the retaliation, not for the first thing. And I really loved that timeout, and I told Chester in the broadcast, Coach is letting everybody know that now's the time to keep your discipline. Let's just get everybody settled down. And it just changed. It just seemed like they went out and played really under control because there were a couple of other, little scuffles after, a little bit of swinging, stuff like that. Our guys responded properly.
Yeah, I think so. I talked to them when halftime, today's society's so woke and they're easily offended. I said, you shouldn't be easily offended on the football field. If they call you something, just say, oh, thank you, but, we're beating the fire out of them. You just stop being so sensitive. But that's hard for teenage boys to do sometimes.
Yeah, you get that pride hurt a little bit and you want to go back at it. But overall, I'll tell you, I think it's the most dominating performance we've seen all year long. It was probably the most complete game in our mind. Your quarterback continued to play well. And across the board with those younger players in the secondary, in the linebacker slot, and on the defensive line, we just never saw it weaken until you really had a lot of young players in the fourth quarter. Yeah. And they still had some of their big backs in there trying to get outside and score.
Absolutely. So, I think tonight was a really good night for us. I felt like we were better than them up front going into the game, but I felt like they had tremendous speed on their football team. But it goes to show you if I had to choose between tremendous speed and not being very good up front, and being very good up front and not having that skill, I'd pick them guys up front anytime.
Well, it showed tonight because our big guys just dominated the line of scrimmage all along. Here we are. We've won another playoff game. We've got Clark Prep coming in next week. They did win their game late tonight, so we'll be at home. We win another game, and then we've got another big game right after that if we can put next week together.
Yeah, we're just going to focus them on one at a time. If the kids, they know what's at stake.
Right.
You win that game, then you got a chance to play for a state championship. And so we're going to put our best foot forward and everything we got into that basket. We got an old nemesis, Ashley Carlisle, who's been here many times in the playoffs with Abbeville Christian.
Right.
And so he knows how to get here, and we're very familiar with him, and he's very familiar with us as well. So it's going to be a big challenge. I thought our people showed up, and we had a huge crowd tonight.
Right.
I'm looking for an even bigger one next week in the semifinals.
Well, we feel the same way. The crowd got behind us early, and I think it was just the whole night just had such a good buzz and a good, powerful feeling to it, and it just showed. And I agree with you. We have a game to play, and then we'll worry about the next game after that. So we look forward to seeing the kids come out fired up, and we know they're going to be well coached. We know we're going to have a great game plan, and we look forward to picking up another win. Before we let you go, we want to talk about just a minute next week. We're hoping you're going to be able to get there. We know there's a little issue that might come up. So if you can make it to see us next week at Monte Alban, we'd be happy to see you. And if you can't, we'll take care of everything there. but we'll get you some good questions and we'll have you answer them at some point, no matter what.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, we're excited about doing one more thing to try to elevate our media side of the program, because the program is in great hands and the program is doing great, and we'll just keep looking for things.
Thank you.
And I know you have one other thing that you usually like to say as
Yeah.
we finish this up.
Yeah, and our kids believe it. It's great to play for the C and the A.
That is very true. Thank you, Coach, very much. Good.